then new business continue, review the IOC draft report. Okay, so here's how I think we're as far as we can go on the draft report. And I think, once again, we could take draft off, put a date on it, and then when we get more information to plug it in, where there's a couple of blanks in there,
Yeah.
we'll come out with Rev A. Okay? I mean, that's a normal way of doing business. Like, we don't have a figure 711 there, we don't have the last figure on the last page, and I think there was also a missing link in there for 6.1 independent auditor.
Yeah.
So I think if we go to the full commission next week and we say, hey, let's put this out with the date of maybe next week on it, and then when we get the information update, we'll make a Rev A to it.
I am really uncomfortable with the numbers because I don't buy these
Numbers which are where in the report?
in the report.
That are
Total
broken out,
allocation
like,
for police
all of them.
response was $3,240,000.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I forgot about that, you're right. Yeah, let me back, I forgot I had done that. I plugged that in there.
Something else.
You're right, Pete, I'm glad you mentioned that. I just totally forgot. I put those numbers in there just to provide kind of a sample to.
All we gotta do is identify. I think it's great that they're there, we just can't vouch for them. So I think what we wanna say is, this is what, either the numbers we were given, which I think are bogus, or the numbers that were promised in NBA 14.
So,
Those two qualifiers.
why
are.
don't we have,
Why does this have to go to the commission next?
It doesn't, there's no
it doesn't,
vote.
okay.
There's
no
no vote
vote.
needed, right?
It's
Right.
an update, that's
Yeah.
all you're providing for
Okay.
the next meeting.
Yeah, so we don't need a vote, we don't
Okay.
need everybody to say, yes, this is right, because realistically, the only time they're gonna do that is,
Is in June.
once we provide the report and say this is what it is, then they're gonna go, yeah, that's good, and let's go forward.
We did want to give them an idea of what we were going to provide to them, though. That was kind of the thing.
Well, you can do that as
I
an
can-
information.
Yeah, I can provide it
Yeah.
as a link
Sure.
in the agenda.
And then I would leave draft on it underneath that situation,
Yeah.
so that way nobody's getting confused as to what it means and everything.
I agree with that.
I didn't want to come down to where we go down, when we do our final report, I mean, with the real numbers in it, you say, well, geez, it would have been nice to know this, or how come you didn't take a look at that kind of thing.
That's
So-
gonna happen anyhow.
Yeah, 'cause even if you provide it ahead of time, people are not gonna read it to the last possible minute.
All right,
It's
anyway.
still gonna happen.
The
I
road
think
to
it is
hell.
gonna cause more confusion than it is gonna be.
That's my
Yeah.
worry.
I agree.
Yeah, that's my concern. Yeah, I think if we do it as a reference, only take a
Right,
look
so,
at
but
it, and here it is,
People in
as part of your
general,
packet.
you're okay with this, or
Yeah.
we're fine?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I was the same thing with you too. I wasn't even sure about the dates that are on there, some of the stuff saying this is 2016, 2017. It almost seems like this document, it's gonna get used from year to year. You leave those blank with an infill to change from year to year. You don't actually, it becomes a template, right?
Yeah.
And so it's not the actual report.
That's kind of what I was hoping, that we'd kind of be a trailblazer here.
Yeah, exactly.
Next group that takes us over, they can get a starting point.
It would be nice, though, to Terry's point, that if those things were organized in a way where you didn't have to search through every paragraph
Would,
to find any
I was just gonna
date
say,
specific things.
would it be helpful if I went through this version and pulled out any dates and put them in red? So
Yeah.
that we know
Sure,
that there's a
exactly.
change year over year?
Yeah.
Did I give you the Word version?
No.
Okay, close.
Yeah, I think that'd be really, really helpful. And same with the dollar figures too, right? I
Yeah.
mean, those can be in green and the other ones can be in red, and then that way when we go into it, we're just plugging numbers in.
Subject to change.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Cool. Got
So other
it.
than that, I thought everything else was, was really dialed in there.
Excellent.
Okay, so we took care of that. Item C.
The only one I didn't have is if you go underneath items, if you go to 7 where it says findings, and then at the bottom of it, you say maintaining the city's long-term financial stability, and you're showing 3 little asterisks next to it. So asterisks to me always mean there'd be something at the bottom of the page or the end of the document. And I didn't see anything, page
Where's that?
Which
3.
paragraph?
Page 3, paragraph 7.
Oh, yeah, I put those 3 on there because
Oh.
that wasn't, was that part of, yes, it was.
part of the ballot measure.
part of that measure, but we don't have in the matrix, there is not a line item in the matrix called maintaining the long-term financial stability. There's nothing in here.
However, given
Pension
Sam's
thing.
example, the pension, if we had a dollar figure for that, the pension thing would be
Would
an
be that.
example.
That's what that
Right.
means.
So
Yeah,
what this
on my
matrix should line up with this, with the
Right.
ballot measure.
opinion. Yeah, I was just only, I mean, I was only
No,
keying
you're right.
into the
No,
three
no.
things.
But
What do
So-
they mean?
that's
Does
why I
that-
did that.
Does that mean then that you would like me, even though there's nothing to put in it, like each of these subsection, or sections has a header, transportation, public safety, there's the other for the homeless stuff that got put in. Do you want me to include another header in a different color that says long-term financial stability, even
Yeah.
if it,
Right.
there's nothing underneath it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, because you got, well, you know, you have a major heading here is transportation. Well, where does transportation fall under of those 5 items?
I'm looking at the one.
Well, we should use the ballot language there.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Where's
It's
the
close to the
language?
ballot language.
Under 7, paragraph 7 findings.
Repairing, so you want me to change it to repairing potholes in streets?
None, yeah, right, that's
Yes.
what, yeah,
So use the word out of the ballot.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
Then you get
Exactly
apples and
what-
apples.
Because that's the guide. That's
Right,
the one bit of
absolutely,
real
absolutely.
information we've got.
And it goes back to what Gary's talking about, we're all talking the same language.
Right.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it
This is
doesn't
what we're
vary
looking
from
for.
one document to another, we're all,
Yeah.
it's all the
Cool.
same.
And these are listed in here under 7 findings. These are listed in the order in which they were listed in the ballot measure, in that paragraph, in the ballot measure, so. Like the first item was improving police response, and I think when I put stuff in there, when I populated this thing, you could pull some of this stuff out and put it underneath police and fire and
So
Gang
the next
prevention
one then,
and all
that says
that.
public safety, I mean, I have it as public safety, because it covered a bunch of things, but do you want me to pull out the 911 emergency medical fire
Yes,
response
yes,
from
I think
the
I kind
police
of did that
response?
in my thing when I went through there. I had another I made up a matrix, I didn't bring it with me. I made up my own cross-reference to this matrix and the ballot, and that's why I plugged it in there. And so some of the wording in there, expanding gang prevention, no measuring, street repair. There's 2 or 3 items, I think, under the fire. There's like 3 items that could go under, what was it, improving 911 emergency medical fire response.
Yep, I'm pulling them out right now,
Yeah.
including the crossed
Yeah.
out.
So if you look at the
stationary
words that I
stuff
put
know.
in there, you know, in here, I did some of that. I
Yeah, no, you were really
Yeah,
close.
you did, I'm just trying to make sure the matrix reflects.
Right, but that's how that matrix should be organized.
Okay. Okay, then I will add a new blank category, and I will pull out the 911 stuff and change color
Awesome.
of this. Okay. So does that mean you want to get rid of the asterisks in here too?
Oh, that's what that's what that asterisk kind of, just, and thanks for, I forgot about those.
Yeah, it was just that from
So that's 2
remind-
things, Pete and
remind-
you both.
Did you want to
We did our
have people
homework.
talk about this, which I assume would be on the April
Well,
meeting?
yeah, so the other reason for having a meeting, special meeting, did this get passed out?
It's up there.
Did you get a letter to the mayor?
Oh, you know what, I haven't seen that one. Sorry.
Well, it just
That
got
was-
printed to
Oh, okay.
hand
Yeah.
out
So it's
today.
either that or it goes, we bring it up next week, but you've already published the agenda for next week. for
Yeah, and I
neighborhood
can't
commission,
add
so-
any vote items.
So it goes into April's. Unless we have a special meeting next week, it goes into April.
And this would, well, I mean, this, and assuming if we had a special meeting for this, I could add item A onto the special meeting agenda and have Lee come to that meeting, or someone, or Sharon, or someone.
You're talking about having a special meeting before the commission meeting?
After,
After.
like we've done before. Did you get the letter to the mayor?
Yeah.
I see no real rush on this.
Yeah.
The mayor's letter?
Yeah,
No.
you can wait till next month.
Till April?
We're standing here holding the bag. They may
Yeah.
fix this by then, and we don't have to send a letter. But it would be nice if it kind of wandered around a few in baskets in some form or another.
Lee has a copy of this letter.
That's good.
You know,
What was his response?
I mean, I gave it to him in that 2 minutes I had today, so.
He hasn't read it yet.
He hasn't read it.
Yeah, I'm kind of where you are. It's more of an intent as to where this thing's going right
Anyway,
now.
anything, did you see that? Do you have
And-
any?
And it's more of, I work it differently, right? At some point, they're gonna come say, we need to have your report by that date, right? Because that's really how it's written, that they set when they need to have that by. And they're gonna come in and say, we need to have it by May 21st. We're gonna go, well, we have to do a public notify, and, you know, that takes 3 months. We can't make it by May 21st. And then that won't be our fault. That will be that, okay, that means July. Oh, wait, we don't meet in July, so it'll be August. That's not of our doing. That's not something we've done wrong or anything, and it just is what it is. But it lets the cards fall where they need to fall. You know, the other stuff is all covering things up, and I don't feel comfortable with that. I feel more of, you know, this is what I'm getting, this is what I need, and then therefore I feel like I should.
What do you mean coming things up? You mean letters like this?
No, if I do special meetings to
Accommodate
the needs of everybody else, then I'm not really expressing the disconcern that we've been to 3 meetings and
Nothing happened.
nothing happened.
Second.
Now, some stuff has happened at the other meetings that have been good, you know, they haven't been totally useless.
You
Like I
guys do
said,
have a report
you have-
template
I-
that
I
you didn't
know.
have
We got-
before.
no, we can get that.
Yeah, that's
They-
it.
Told you I love you
It's
guys.
just no numbers.
We're not
What did-
really getting what we
maybe-
want to get.
Yeah.
It's a problem.
We need to get.
We're disappointed in not being able to get the information, so.
So are we covering our A's properly by waiting another month? I mean, so, let me just, like, I don't know anything, right? So, this letter is being sent by either this commission or this commission, the neighborhood commission. I mean, sorry, not by this committee? Or is it being sent by the neighborhood commission because we recommended that it's sent?
If you, that's up to you guys.
My
But
feeling,
that said, we still can't send this letter in March, even from the neighborhood commission, because
It's not
my
notified
feeling
yet.
on this is we are an
It's on the agenda.
independent committee. That's just my 2 cents. We're an independent committee. We're sub under the neighborhood commission, but the neighborhood commission has chartered us and the city as well to function as what we're doing. And we're not doing our job now. We can set, we can
No, we're
bump
not.
it up.
You guys are doing your
Well,
job.
we're not-
we're doing our job.
We're doing-
We're not
right,
getting what
well.
we need to do the job
Right.
the way we want to do.
Right.
That's what's happening.
So the question is, it's either way. I mean, we were generating that, and we could have a concurrence on there, that it comes out of here, and then a concurrence from the neighborhood commission chair or something, I don't know.
Well, I think you agendize it for the next meeting, you know, which is April.
This meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, April.
And the reality is if it gets
Third?
agendized and approved, it goes straight in. It doesn't have to go to the neighborhood commission or anything.
Okay.
Yeah,
And that actually, you know, forces it kind of to happen, right?
Nobody on the commission knows what's going on.
Well, and
We don't even know, so.
That's what I'm getting at.
Why would
Nobody
they
knows.
approve anything when they don't have any information? They're gonna just, what do you guys say? We think you should approve this letter. Okay, we'll approve it. I mean, there's no value added by the whole commission.
Okay.
So it ought to come from us is my view.
Yeah, I mean, we can't report back to the commission because we don't have anything to report back.
Right.
No, I like the content, I'm just, I had more questions on
Timing.
getting it out and are we really covering? I mean, I don't want in 3 months from now from city council to say, well, we sent it to them and they could have told us that they were not getting it.
Oh, that's gonna happen anyhow, though. That's the part you're missing. All that stuff's going to happen.
What do you mean, what if?
You know, exactly. I mean, it's just, the reality is that we've met, we've had, all of our stuff's
Extra days,
agendized.
yeah.
It's, you know, so I mean, here's the agenda item, nothing showed up, nothing showed up, you know, so I mean, we don't have to worry about, you know, any of that, you know, that's all covered underneath the agenda.
Nothing's gonna stick to us.
Right, exactly. You know, we've done what we can do, and we've gone beyond the scope of what we can do, and unfortunately, we're stuck, you know. And the only reason I say not to do another special meeting is because what's a special meeting for? When?
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
I understand.
I agree.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, everybody's okay with the content?
Yes.
All right,
Of everything.
all right. So our next, we're down to
Could you
next
send this
meeting?
off to Rich, by the way, since we see that
A letter?
Yeah.
Yes.
Rich? Oh,
Jamon.
yeah.
Tonight.
Ooh, yeah.
Next meeting is April 4th,
Yes.
okay.
Did I actually write that on here? Was I
Yes, you did.
actually on top of
That's
that?
it for you.
Okay.